Today, we're going to be taking you from a beginner level Spider-Man player to someone who might just be able to seduce Mary Jane. And no, I'm not talking about that joint. Put it down and let's get into it. So first things first, if you want to play Spider-Man with any sort of decency, you need to go into the settings. This might seem obvious to some of you, but for a lot of people, this is the first step to becoming a decent Spider-Man. What you want to do is go over to keyboard, go to all heroes, then you're going to go and select Spider-Man. So you're selecting Spider-Man as your specific hero, and you're going to need to change these defaults. Hold to swing, you turn that off. Automatic swing, that definitely needs to be off. So the reason you're doing that is because basically automatic swing just grabs whatever random thing it finds and thinks you might want to be grabbing. Whereas with that off, swinging, the web swinging, it goes wherever you point your reticle. You aim, you swing off that thing rather than just swinging off something random. For a beginner, it might make a little bit of sense, but honestly, this setting should be off by default in my opinion. Next up, hold to wall crawl and hold to run on walls. I like to have those enabled because wall crawling is something that it really sucks when you're in the middle of a battle and you get stuck wall crawling. So if you turn this on, you're not going to have that happen anymore. That's all we've got as far as this goes. There's some other settings that you can play with and things like that, but we're not going to be talking about that because everyone has different preferences there. I'm just going over the things that really do matter a lot. First things first, let's talk pros and cons to playing Spider-Man. The big pro would be mobility. It's a character that can get behind enemies fast and get out fast. And the big con would be squishiness. Spider-Man is squishy than a Pokemon plushie, and those things are soft. So here's how you want to play Spider-Man. You want to get down the web swinging mechanics as fast as you can. So you just grab onto something and you hold on, it'll give you this really nice sort of swing through mechanic. And that's nice if you're looking to traverse long distances. So you can see right here, I am just going. Spider-Man is probably one of the fastest characters in this game, and that means you can use Spider-Man to get to objectives faster than anyone else on your team. If you die, you can get back really quickly. It also means that you can easily get behind enemies when they're not looking. Also, with the swinging mechanics, you can cancel it midway through, sort of do a double jump, and land wherever you're looking to land. So with the web swinging, you can do like sort of half swings. You can swing off the ground, get that little double jump. That is really nice in my opinion. It really gets you into the battle fast. And if you're looking to do something like swing towards a health drop, it's really nice. So sometimes you'll be in the middle of battle, you need some health. You just got to learn to ping that health drop. You grab it, and bing, bang, boom, you're back into combat with a full health bar. And this is important because you will find yourself in a lot of situations where you are way too squishy to be in. Now, another thing with Spider-Man is you'll notice when an enemy targets or notices Spider-Man, you're going to see a little like symbol go off around his head. In my opinion, that's not really that great because you really don't you don't pay attention. In the middle of battle, are you really looking for a few little graphics to go off around his head? No. That's a nice it's a passive. It is what it is. The big thing, the big combo that you want to get used to with Spider-Man is E, entrapping with the web, pulling in, and then F, which is that big uppercut. If you find an enemy that's weak, if you find an enemy that's looking a little low on their HP, use that web, pull them in, give them big F, big hit, bing, bang, boom, you are going to get your KOs. Once you master this down, what you're going to find yourself doing is swinging around the map. You're going to find an enemy that you like, an enemy that you think is vulnerable. You're going to just pull them into you and then give them a big boom. And then you can usually take them out pretty quick right there. Also, when it comes to Spider-Man's ult, his Q, what you're going to notice is it's pretty powerful. You can target like one specific enemy. It's a really good way to just get in and get that player that is causing everybody a headache. I love to put Spider-Man in that situation where it's just in the middle of all the enemies. Just go boom, activate your Q, activate your big play, your ultimate charge, blow that thing up, get a few kills, maybe get 1 or 2 kills, and then get out. That is the nice thing about having those webs. You can activate your ult, go big, and then you just can easily get out of there because if an enemy's trying to target you, the best thing you can do is just keep yourself on the move. So the big thing with this character is you're getting in, making your attack, and getting out. You are not supposed to be standing at any points. You're not supposed to be capturing anything. You're supposed to be causing the enemy headaches. You're supposed to be getting behind enemy lines, taking out these squishier enemies, and then getting out of there. If you find yourself consistently targeting tanks, the only reason you should be doing that is if you're looking to charge up your ultimate. So for those of you who didn't know, Every bit of damage that you do does charge your ultimate. So if you see a tank and you can get some of those like those back clicks, those right clicks on it, that ranged attack, fire those off. Fire off as many of those as possible. That's going to help with your ult. It's going to help your team. And there's really no downsides to it. So the big thing with Spider-Man is you've got that melee attack. And that's the one you should be using up close. The melee attack is very powerful in my opinion. So look at it, just jump in, boom, 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 boom. It's a nice attack. Let's try it out with this one. Here we go. So melee attack, you can see here that does a lot of damage, especially up close. It's a great attack. If you can get a few melee attacks, web them up so that they get into you, and then give that big F, that's a pretty good combo in my opinion. The range attacks aren't quite as powerful in my opinion, just because it's a lot harder to hit those range attacks. You're gonna hear some more advanced players saying, just go with the range attacks, don't worry about melee. But in my opinion, it's sort of the opposite. If you're a beginning level player, mid level player, go with the melee. It's gonna be easier to connect those hits. And last but not least, let's go over team ups. So there's two team ups that Spider-Man has. The first one would be Venom. If Venom is on the same team as Spider-Man, Venom gets 150 extra HP, which makes him a bit more tanky, and Spider-Man gets access to the Suit Expulsion ability. So basically, the Suit Expulsion ability has this sort of symbiote that's attached to Spider-Man. It bursts out and causes an AoE attack to occur, which does a good amount of damage and knockback. So overall, it's a free attack for Spider-Man. It's extra HP for Venom. It's a good deal. The next team up you've got would be with Squirrel Girl. So Spider-Man gets a 10% boost to his damage, which is pretty legit, and Squirrel Girl gets the ability to use Webbed Acorn. Overall, if you can work with your teammates, team ups are best. Doesn't matter what character you're playing, use the team ups because it's basically like having a little bit of a superpower and it boosts your character, makes them a little bit more overpowered. Anyways, that's all the tips I've got for Spider-Man. I don't want to dive into the minutia of it, but these are just the basics of it. Hopefully, this will get you from a beginning level Spider-Man player to a slightly more advanced player. If you got questions, tips, or anything like that, leave them down below in the comments. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and until next time, peace. Also, check out these videos here if you like this one.